why you need to get rich now, while you're young, in your 20s, and not later when you're 50 or 60. In this video, I'm going to explain just how important it is to make it right away. You need to make money now. You shouldn't wait until you're 50 or 60 to do it. First of all, when you're 50 or 60, you won't have the same desires you have now at this age, you know? Right now, maybe you're in your 20s, maybe your 30s. Now is when you're in good shape. Now is when you want to do a ton of things in life. When you're 50 or 60, you don't want to do the same things anymore. Have you ever talked to someone who's 50 or 60? Maybe today your parents are 50 or 60. And look, do they really want to? Do they still have all the energy you have right now? No, you don't want to do the same things. When you're 50 or 60, all you really want is to rest, right? Maybe have your grandkids around, play with them a little, go fishing, and do activities that are really calm. But today, if you're 20, now's the time to make money, you see? Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because what I'm about to tell you here is going to save you 10 years of your life. If you're 20 today and you haven't made it yet, believe me, later on, when you're 40 or 60, you'll be asking yourself why you didn't make it sooner. And you won't be telling yourself, yeah, it's because I want to be rich. No, man, no. Stop. Have you really done everything you could today to become rich? That's the real question you need to ask yourself. It's not, should I become rich? No, everyone knows now that you need to become rich at 20. The real question is, what have you actually done up to now to become rich? You know, for me, it took me 10 years. 10 years of failing at a bunch of businesses, failing at a bunch of things before I finally had a business I could really build on. When I say a business I could really build on, what does that mean? First of all, from when I was 20 to about 25, I did just one thing. I invested all my money, whether it was in stocks or in business. Business in the true sense of the word, when you're young, especially when you're 20, 25, and so on, that's when you need to put the most energy into business. Investing is all well and good. You have to invest in the stock market. You need to invest part of your money in the stock market. From your salary, you should put some into the stock market, but a big part should also go directly into business. Why? Because business is the only investment, first of all, that creates the most millionaires in the world. And secondly, it's the only asymmetric business you can have. It's the only thing in life as asymmetric as you can get. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. With business, you can put in 500 euros and end up with 10 million at the end. You can put in 500 euros and come out with 10 million at the end. I'll say it again. Why is what I'm telling you so important? Because you don't have that kind of mechanism in investing. Today, if you invest your money in the stock market, for example, you're gonna buy stocks. Maybe today you're gonna... What's the only thing you're risking? It's your investment. It's the money you put into the stocks. Maybe today you're gonna invest $1,000, $2,000, $30,000. But you know that your loss is capped at that amount. What is it capped by? By your investment. That means, you know, you'll lose $1,000 because you invested $1,000. That's normal, you see. Now, business is something else entirely. With business, maybe you'll put in 500 euros. It'll generate a bit, it'll bring you to break even on your investment. And then little by little, you'll earn a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. And as time goes on, and this is especially where most young people make mistakes, as soon as they make a little money, they want to pay themselves. No, you shouldn't pay yourself. There's no point in paying yourself, especially when you're young. Why would you even pay yourself? When you're young, that's the time to make sacrifices. You eat rice, you eat pasta, you don't care. You don't start doing weird stuff or trying to live it up, etc. This isn't the time to start enjoying life. At the beginning, when you're 20, when you're 30, that's not the time to start, to start enjoying yourself or whatever. It's not the right time. Now, isn't when you should start enjoying yourself. You enjoy life when you've really made it. When you've made the money you were really supposed to make. Okay? At the beginning, you actually don't start doing that. It's pointless. You're gonna start blowing everything you've earned. I'm telling you, you'll regret it if you do. You'll really regret it if you do. At the beginning, all the money you make, you need to reinvest it. It's as simple as that. You start by buying a small amount of stock in China, for example. You resell it, you put in 500 euros. You put in $500. Just $500. You put in 500, you get 1,000 back. With that 1,000, you reinvest all of it into your business. You put in $1,000. You come out with $2,000. There you go. Now you have $2,000. Now what are you going to do with those $2,000? You're going to reinvest it again, and so on and so forth. That's how business works. And when you're young, that's how you can take asymmetric bets in life. In life, when you're young, you have to take asymmetric bets. It's the only way to really make it in life. I'll say it again. The only way to really make it in life is to take asymmetric bets. Taking asymmetric bets, having what I call the lucky charm. What's the lucky charm? It's being in the right place at the right time. When you're there at the right time in the right place, you see what I call, it's really a theory I came up with, it's the lucky charm. You know the Kellogg's Lucky Charms? It's all pink, it's all nice, all rosy. Business, when it's working and when you have the lucky charm, it's all nice, all rosy. And that's when you have to take advantage of it. That's when you have to mass extract. Alright? So business is like that. Now, when I say business, it's the same with investing. Don't tell me, oh, I'm gonna do business, I'm not gonna invest. No, you do both. You invest. If by the end of the month you have $1,000 left, you invest $500 in business and $500 in investments. That way, you always have your edge. You always have your coverage. That's it. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. If you don't have at least that kind of coverage, you're exposing yourself to a lot of risks. So you have to be smart. You know, when you're in your 20s, you have to be smart. You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. This is the time when you need to work much harder than others. This is the time when you need to start working much harder than most of your competitors. Most competitors, they're just there, you see? They're 40 years old. They don't care. They don't care. They're not as hungry as you are. You, if you're watching this video, you're hungry. You want to make it. You want to succeed. And I'm sorry to break it to you, man, but if you really want to succeed, if you really want to make it, you have two choices. Either you have rich parents, or if you don't have rich parents, I'm sorry, but you have to give it your all. You have to invest, work twice as hard as everyone else. 3 times, 4 times harder than everyone else. You can't just relax like that when you don't have parents who are rich to help you out. When you start from the very bottom, you have to give it your all and work 15 times harder than everyone else. So there you go. Work harder than everyone else. Also start really giving yourself the means to do it, and invest in the stock market too. That's really, really important. The stock market is your edge. Don't forget that. Now, are you gonna invest money in ETFs or not? This isn't the video for that. I'll make videos for you on how to invest when you're young. By the way, let me know in the comments if you want a short video explaining what the best investment is for young people who don't have a lot of responsibilities, who don't have a family to take care of, who don't have things like that. Really simple stuff. You're gonna take a lot of risks, but you also stand to gain a lot. Those are the kinds of bets you need to make when you're young. Alright? So that's gonna be the topic of another video. Here, I've told you what I wanted to say. So there you go, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna talk to you a bit about everything related to business, investments, entrepreneurship, and mindset. What you need to understand is that most people who really want to make money, whether it's online or whatever, but just to make money, they have several issues. It's not just about the problem of needing to make money. Now, that doesn't exist. Someone who's trying to make money, they might also have trouble sleeping. So you also need to talk to them about how to sleep well at night. Someone who wants to make a lot of money, well, obviously they have to work a lot. So if they want to work a lot, they need to be highly productive. So I also need to talk about productivity. So here, I'm not going to talk to you about just one little thing. This isn't going to be a YouTube investment channel where we only talk about investing. No, that's not how it works. Today, if you want, you're an ambitious person. Today, you want to start your own business. Today, you want to make money, you want to invest. We need to talk about all those areas. So today, that's what I want to offer on this YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about mindset, motivation, investing, and entrepreneurship. Everything you need, the toolbox to succeed in life. That's it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and share with your friends who have the same mindset as you. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.